So in this video, we're going to install and initialize the ArduPilot repository that we're going to get from GitHub. So let's pull up a terminal and let's go to course root. Now let's make a new directory called APM, and that's where we'll store our ArduPilot repository. Let's go into APM. Now after we're in the APM directory, let's go ahead and install ArduPilot from GitHub. And we can do that with this command here. We'll use git clone, which will let us download the code and just copy the code from the URL that's specified. And that URL is going to be the web address of the Git repository that we're downloading from. And then we can specify a particular branch that we want to download by using the -b option. So we'll use -b, and then the branch we want to use is copter-3.5.5. We want to make sure we're all using the same branch in this course so that we're as close as possible to having the same code. And then go ahead and hit enter, and this will take probably around 10 minutes to finish downloading. Alright, and once that download is done, go ahead and list it, and you'll see we have a new directory called ArduPilot. Let's go ahead and go into ArduPilot. And once we're in here, the ArduPilot repository is actually made up of a bunch of different sub-repositories. That is, previous GitHub projects that were included in the ArduPilot repository. So we need to initialize those sub-repositories, and we can do that with the following command. We'll run git submodule update, and then --init, and then --recursive. This will look for all of the submodules that are in the ArduPilot codebase and initialize them automatically for us. So let's go ahead and hit enter. And then this will take maybe about 10 to 15 minutes as well. Alright, and then once that's done, we only have to do one more thing. We need to add a particular directory to our path environmental variable. So let's cd into tools, and then auto test. And we'll see a bunch of files in here that are useful, but we don't want to have to be in this directory to call the files every time. So if we want to launch SimVehicle, we don't want to have to navigate to AutoTest directory every time. So what we can do is put this directory in our path environmental variable. So let's type pwd, and we'll copy this. And then we'll go into our bash rc file, type sudo vi bash rc, and then we'll type the following. We'll type export path, and then we'll put in double quotes the directory that we just copied, the AutoTest directory, and then a colon, and then $sign and path. So what this is going to do is prepend our path environmental variable with this new directory. So now it's going to look in this directory first anytime it sees an executable file. Let's hit escape, and then shift colon, and then WQ to save. Now we need to initialize our bash rc file since we just changed it. Alright, so let's test this out. Let's go into a directory where we don't have SimVehicle. So now we're back in ArduPilot. So if we successfully added AutoTest to our path variable, we should be able to type sim underscore and then hit tab, and it should autocomplete for us. That is because we put AutoTest successfully in our path variable.